Guys, this video is brought to you by our friends at Lucy. Lucy was founded by Caltech scientists on a mission to reduce tobacco-related harm with a tobacco alternative that doesn't suck. As former smokers dissatisfied with traditional nicotine options, they knew there had to be a better way for adult tobacco users. It was a big challenge, but they did it with their innovative nicotine gum. 4 milligrams of nicotine in each piece, so you can get a dose anywhere, anytime. I encourage my friends who smoke to choose Lucy gum over cigarettes or vapes for all the obvious reasons. And as you know, nicotine is addictive, so use discretion. Lucy gum comes in 3 delicious flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. Visit lucy.co. Use the promo code Chael20. That's going to save you 20% off your entire order. That's Lucy, Lucy.co, or click on the link in the description. Remember, nicotine is addictive, so use discretion. So all signs appear to be pointing towards Ngannou Derek Lewis. Okay, great, but here is the question, because I still feel that I'm right in predicting for you Ngannou's next 3 matches, should he remain successful. Derek Lewis, Stipe Miocic, and Jon Jones. What I'm not confident in is what the order is, right? Everybody loves to forget Stipe, which is one of the dick moves that we as a community have ever done, and it's something we all promised we wouldn't do again, and now we've done it to Stipe again. But Stipe is only going to be quiet for so long, and there's not another meaningful contender, at least not in the short term. And even using our imagination and our promoter's cap, I don't think we can write anybody's name in and pencil them down that's going to pass those big 3. The question becomes, how weak does Jon become from a negotiating standpoint with the more time that you put between it? And while each situation is different, I will offer you this. On Jon's best day, whether it was skills, whether it was legacy, whether it was his ability to draw and sell, or the respect that he had of the community, on his best day, he not St. Pierre. Period. George St. Pierre, as the single most proven pay-per-view draw in the industry's history, could not get a fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov. He sat out, and whatever it was that he wanted, and I don't believe it was overly financial, but there was something that wasn't disclosed, and as big of a deal as George St. Pierre, he didn't get the fight. And Khabib also wanted to fight George. As big of a deal as Khabib was, as successful as he was, as dominant as he was, as much as he could draw and drive, and his social media numbers alone eclipsed that of Jon Jones, Khabib could not get the fight that he wanted. It's important that you understand that, because these things are very real. We're seeing Floyd Mayweather dealing with it now, and all Floyd wants is a cash grab, but he found Logan Paul. And it seems as though that would make a level of sense, and as good as Jon Jones has done, and he's done a very good job, neither in ability to draw, neither in being recognizable in public, in the manipulation, in the willingness of the media and the pundits, in absolutely no category does Jon beat and or compete with Floyd. Floyd couldn't get the fight. The fight got struck down for lack of interest. I only bring to you that if all we're going to do is keep coming to the table with these different arguments as to why what was done yesterday should matter for today, if we don't have anything new, can't get it done. Now, the advice that Jon is given is poor at best. I know a lot of the people around him. I'm really not looking to take a shot at him. I see it from the outside, and I just go, man, there's no one watching the shop. They simply don't know what's going on here. Nothing about Jon or Jon's resume is going to be different the next time Francis becomes available. Should Derek Lewis win, nothing about Jon and nothing about Jon's resume is going to be different the next time the negotiation comes, okay? He's still going to have won just as many fights at light heavyweight that he keeps bringing up. He's still going to have the same record at light heavyweight, which he keeps bringing up. In this downtime, And the time is very down right now. If Jon had the sense that God gave geese, he would be creating something different. So the next time they come to the table, there is something different, and those numbers aren't going to change. There's never been a hotter period of time for Jon Jones than within 2 weeks after Francis won the belt. That created some major what ifs. Oh my God, is this the guy? Is this the guy that can beat Jon? It was very interesting, and this was headlines, and this was everywhere. I cannot recall the last time I've seen one. And if it wasn't for personal disdain towards Jon, I wouldn't be making this right now. I don't come to you from hail fellow well met. I come from you with my dark side. But the reality is, all of this time that Jon could be out building something, he could be out telling his story. He could be out creating some level of interest with Francis Ngannou. He could be studying that nerd, Jake Paul, who's found a way to make himself interesting. Not talking about championships he won in yesteryear. Not talking about his record and trying to rest on his laurels. Doing something creative, dynamic, and interesting today. And not only has Jon not done that, nobody around him with their hand in the pot has even suggested to him he should do that. They're all going to take a swing at the bat in the future that the same argument with the same numbers resting on the same laurels that just failed is somehow mysteriously going to work when it didn't work for Floyd, it didn't work for Khabib, and it didn't work for the GOAT, St. Pierre.